Welcome back to the Angry Man podcast with Jason and Greg. So, interesting little article that was sent over to me earlier today in regards to Terence Crawford. And it was an interview that he did with Ring Magazine. So, we have been talking a lot about the desire to see a Jaron Ennis versus Terence Crawford fight. And every time you have these conversations, you get into this minutia, I should say manure, but this minutia of who had the opportunity to do this and WBO route and IBF route and all this other stuff. And in reality, none of that stuff makes any sense because at the end of the day, Jaron Ennis has the desire to fight Terence Crawford today. And he's made it abundantly clear that if the opportunity presented itself at 54, he would do it. Although, many people say that they need to try to put himself in the way of Terence Crawford and just move up to 154 to get that opportunity. And it's been clear all along that Terence Crawford simply doesn't want that smoke. We knew it. We always knew it. Didn't have anything to do with what has he done and what should he have to do and all that other stuff. It doesn't matter. Right now, Terence Crawford is simply chasing a bag and he's chasing a Canelo fight. And that's what it is. And I don't have a problem with that. But we got to keep it real in terms of what is actually being stated. So here's what Terence Crawford had to say to Ring Magazine. Pacquiao was at the age where he couldn't afford to take another loss. So fighting a guy like Terence Crawford, I hate when these guys talk about themselves in the third person. Now everybody does that now that Floyd does it, Floyd did it, which Floyd got it from wrestling. But so fighting a guy like Terence Crawford at the point of his career wasn't smart. I couldn't get a Pacquiao fight even though I had multiple accomplishments, but everybody else could. I was bitter at the time, but it was a business decision. Now I understand. Pacquiao was at the age where he couldn't afford to take another loss. So fighting a guy like Terence Crawford at that point of his career wasn't smart. So let's substitute that. Terence Crawford is at an age where he can't afford to take a loss. So fighting a guy like Jaron Ennis at that point of his career just wasn't smart. That's essentially what he's saying. And, I'm not mad at all at Terence Crawford if he has no desire to fight Jaron Ennis. Man, I get it. I get it. That's smoke that, you really don't want at this time in your career. But let's keep it a buck. Right now, Terence Crawford has no interest in fighting anybody outside of Canelo Alvarez. And oh, by the way, when Terence Crawford was looking to fight Manny Pacquiao had to be, that was 2017? So that was roughly 7 years ago. So Manny's 45 now? So Manny would have been about 38? Around the same age as Terence Crawford when Terence Crawford was trying to fight him. And now Terence Crawford is at that age. Boots has been trying to fight him for quite some time. Terence was never going to fight Jaron Ennis because at the end of the day, it's a risky fight. It's a risky fight. Let's stop talking about what has he done and what has he had. What has he done? What hasn't he done? Who cares? It's a risky fight. And what if we were in situations in the past if, who had Muhammad Ali beat when he fought Sonny Liston? Who had he beat that was really notable? He hadn't won a title yet. He was 22. You got to give fighters chances. What had Floyd done to get the Gennaro Hernandez fight? What had Jermaine Taylor done to get the Bernard Hopkins fight? He hadn't done anything. You got to give fighters the opportunity and stop hollering about what has a fighter done in order to get the opportunity to face another. What had Jeff Horn done to get that opportunity? What has Israel Madrimov done to get that opportunity? He's just a world champion. So is Jaron Ennis. Jaron got more fights. What had Benavidez done to get the opportunity to face Terence Crawford? He hadn't done anything. He hadn't won anything. Has Benavidez even been a world champion? So these comments, they make no sense. Like, I'm cool with Crawford not fighting Jaron Ennis. As a matter of fact, at his age, he probably shouldn't be fighting a young lion. I ain't mad at that. If you don't want to fight a young lion, just say, man, I don't want to fight a young lion because a young lion is dangerous. And then tell your damn fans that so that they can understand and stop making up all these excuses about you not, a fighter not offering something or all this other stuff. The guy's, he's a big, young, explosive, dangerous fighter that looks like he could possibly take your punch. That's who Jaron Ennis is. And we all know it. So it is what it is. I'm not mad at Crawford for not taking the smoke. Move on, man. But one thing I will say is I do have a problem with him not fighting at 154. Passing up a Sebastian Fundora fight when you can become unified in the division. There are plenty of guys that could give you real competition at 54, and you don't want to do that either. You don't want to do anything. So my thing is, man, retire. Retire. If you don't want to fight, stop holding up divisions. Now Sebastian Fundora, who was more than willing to fight you, can't fight Errol Spence without losing his title. Stop holding up the division. Because it's clear that somebody is paying somebody so that you can get all these opportunities. Like, aren't they now forcing the winner of Zoo? God, I can't think of the, well, I can't really pronounce the gentleman's name, so that's part of the problem. But the winner of that fight, aren't you in a situation currently where like those individuals now have to fight Terence Crawford? Like, everybody's being routed to Terence Crawford. Why? Why is everybody being routed to Terence Crawford? It's not like he sells, so why are they all being routed to him? Well, he has somebody on his side with deep pockets, and they're setting up a lot of this stuff. Fight at 154 or just move on. Because I would love to see you in the fight with Mel. I would love to see you with Zoo. I would love to see you with Fundora. Those are all great fights. Fight them or move on. But let's not hold up 154 with a guy paying all these sanctioning bodies to route everybody to Terence Crawford. So those are my thoughts on it. I look forward to you Terence Crawford fans calling me a hater in the comment section. And I look forward to the real boxing fans that want to have a real dialogue. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and I am out.